Hi, everyone. Welcome to another Terry Talk. This week's topic, pay transparency. This is the principle of laying it all out there, letting people know what certain roles pay. It's transparency across the organization, so employees know what everybody else is getting paid, which is kind of a taboo topic. We don't really talk about these things, yet it's really designed to help narrow the pay gaps that exist, maybe among genders and other groups that have historically been underpaid relative to, say, male counterparts or other counterparts of that nature. So what is it really? Well, this is a communication policy, clearly. It's information voluntarily shared with employees. It discloses how the compensation system works. It discloses the actual pay ranges. And also, this one's critical, allowing the employees inside your organization to share that information. So why is this a big deal? Well, partly it's to attract and retain talent. Remember, it's tough out there. It's a talent drought. And applicants are demanding more transparency than ever before. We also know that younger employees are pretty committed to this. They're pretty much demanding this. There's also the public perception around secretiveness, and that, of course, and the pay around that, is the secretiveness around pay. There we go. Can impact your brand and your employer brand. Also, pay transparency increases things like trust and the perceptions of trust and fairness, and job satisfaction goes up, and may also increase discretionary effort. People giving you more. Remember, quiet quitting. We're going to help maybe deal with that issue. There's lots of real advantages to this. Wage gaps being removed is one, helping employees move into better positions because they know what's involved in terms of salary, greater satisfaction, maybe some fewer salary negotiations. Maybe the organization, employees have more trust in the organization, and attracting higher quality or higher qualified workers. But with everything, there is a downside. We want to really focus on that a little bit for a few minutes. It can actually compress wages. Why? Well, in no small part because we often leave our managers sort of shortchanged a little bit in terms of the ability to deal with these sort of things, these broad macro level policies across organizations, and managers really don't know how to deal with it. And so as a sort of a self-preservation mode, they deal with complaints and cyber requests and issues by simply leveling the playing field. They compress the range of salaries, which is a good thing on some scores, but a downside on the others. So the classic study out of California in 2010 really pointed to this. Pay transparency does not mean pay increase. This is a critical piece. In fact, the study from 2010 showed that overall compensation decreased by about 7%. When they look at academics between 1997 and 2017 in the United States, we see a compression in the overall wage. We see a similar study in Canada coming out just in March of 2021. It narrows the gap between men and women. Women are getting higher salaries, but overall, the salaries actually went down upwards of almost 3%. In unionized environments, the wage gap gets reduced. In non-unionized environments, the gap persists. So it does address the gender gap issue, and it applies across other populations. But it does not mean higher wages overall. I think that's an important consideration. Let's not confuse the two. One of the unintended kind of consequences of this is a movement towards more individualized rewards. We all know compensation is bigger than just the pay. Supervisors are more likely to grant individualized wishes, individualized packages, if you will, little sort of side deals that they cut with their employees, maybe some training or maybe an extra, whatever, gift certificate, something like that. So in essence, by putting this in place, if we're not careful, if we don't equip our managers, pay transparency really becomes a moving target. And these less visible impacts, these sort of side deals, if you will, actually continue to exacerbate the pay equity issue. Also, work from home is kind of left to the sidelines here a little bit because they're not in the work with or at work with the others. And as a result, they can get short shifted a little bit here too. Uh, Also, we got to watch out for our cultures. If you're a collectivist culture, this works well. It's more of an individualized type of culture. Going to be hard, a little bit trickier to do this. Other things, we have privacy concerns. Of course, some colleagues will be shocked if all of a sudden there's a big pay transparency and this is all revealed. Your work climate, we talked about, be careful on how that integrates. You're going to want a strategy for that. Individualized performance may become less critical. Good employees may leave as a result of that because they see it as more of a collectivist kind of thing. And of course, the administrative work of all this is a deal. So what to do? First of all, good performance metrics, good standards. Equip your managers with the best skills to deal with this. You know, good coaching skills among your managers, a critical piece. We do a lot of work here at ARIA on that. Talk about it frequently. This isn't a once a year performance evaluation kind of deal. Get to the why, understand the system, and share that consistently across the organization. And as always, we always like to talk about here at ARIA, value. What's the value generation? Openly discuss this and take a holistic approach to compensation, not just pay. I think if we can get to that world where we're focused on value, focused on a holistic approach, understanding the why, sharing rationale as opposed to keeping it this secret bottled up thing, I think we can start to move the needle on this and get to a better outcome. As always, look forward to hearing your thoughts. Comment down below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you again soon.